Alright, how's it going, YouTube? So, bring you guys a quick recap of the weekend's pop-up race. So, as y'all know, if y'all paid attention to the last video, me and Benji was racing. I had crashed the car. It actually hit the pylon once I hit the brake. It went pulled right to the right, went right into the pylon, and basically dismantled the whole car. So, I got it back together. I haven't tested it yet, so let's go ahead and run through it and see what happens. So, when I hit the wall, I broke a front wheel. I'm going to show y'all that as well. These are the wheels I was running compared to these. So, also, this was my front body mount brace. That snapped in half. Pretty much the whole front end, servo broke. Everything was out of the car. Look at this. The receiver still works, but look at it. So, I'm not even sure what happened at the end, but that was one of my last runs, obviously, because it totaled the car. So, but let me go ahead and go through the day with y'all. So, I started off the day with this car, because remember I had to adjust the wheelie bar. I think that's what was pulling me. So I started with the same tune I was running on the DTS. On the day I was running on the DTS, it was about 70-something degrees. Now Sunday in the morning, it was about 30-something degrees, 37 actually, to start off the day. So what I think was playing a big part was my battery. My battery, the IR, I don't have a iCharger, so I can't see my IR, but I'm sure my internal resistance was high from it being cold outside. Now I do have a battery warmer, but I didn't use it. I felt if I was to give the car a few hits, the battery will start warming up. But being that it was so cold outside, that didn't happen. So the tune got me down, but it was slow. I believe I was like in the 2.1s or the 2.2s with the same tune I was running 1.7 on the DTS with. So I kind of figured that the battery was off. So I had to keep retuning to try to compensate for that. So it started getting later in the day, and I now got into the 1.9s. I was at like 1.96. I said, you know what? Let me put this car away and go to the Bullet, because I knew the 1.8 tune for the Bullet. I try to send the Bullet down. It spun on the reds, because I try to use reds first of all, and these is old. I just use them to keep them on the car in case it sits on something or whatever. But I tried them twice. They did not hold. So I took the tires off the Tombstone car, which was this one, the Golds, and I put them onto the Bullet. The car went down. I believe it ran a 1.94, but it was spinning. So then I tried to compensate and adjust the tune to get it down, and that's when I came to my senses to realize that the battery is what I was fighting. So now that it's warming up, I'm starting to see better numbers. So what I did was I put the Bullet back away and came back to this car to keep working on it. Because we're supposed to be going to Okeechobee next week for the Point Series race, the NPRC Point Series race. And this is the car I plan on running. So I wanted to get more data from this. So I pulled this back out. The battery was warmed up. I did my first hit. I think it went a 203. And at that time, I was still using white body. So it went a 203. And then it went a 198. And then it was time to race. So I still was using a white body. And I ended up getting stuck on the line my first race. So you could buy back in, but since I wanted to concentrate more on testing, I didn't even buy back in. I just kept testing the rest of the day. So the next run, I went down, and I just felt like the body wasn't, it just felt funny to me. So I switched over back to the GTR body, if y'all seen in the video. And the car I went a 206 with the Trans Am body at 77 miles an hour. As soon as I put the GTR body on, same tune, the car went 196 at 80 miles an hour, just like that. So now I started to chip away at it. So my next run was a 194. Kept chipping away. Next run was a 191, and I kept messing around with it. Me and Benji kept testing, um, and I believe that last run. All right, so the left lane, it was a lot of prep in that lane, so I was getting stuck in that lane. So my point in that lane. Oh, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. So the prep in my point in the left lane, I would have to up it more than in the right lane. So for instance, I was coming out to a 12 to a 14 point on the right side. Now when I went to the left lane, since it had more of a groove, I had to turn up my point, which would make the car leave even harder, snatch harder. So I would leave at like an 18 to 20. So my last run, the car did get stuck a little bit, but it yanked out like that. Kind of pulled and then it went straight down. But when I hit the brake is when the car went straight into the wall like that. Wasn't nothing I could do. But I got it rebuilt. Now these tires I noticed didn't balloon because I didn't have no body rub. Now I know these tires are gonna balloon, but I even see Power Mad run these tires and he's doing 1.6s, 1.7s, no problem. So I'm guessing these tires will hold up. I'm gonna test them. Not sure if I'm gonna have enough time to get a set of these in, so we'll see. But I'm gonna test the car with these tires. It did adjust the ride height now. So before when I had these on, as y'all can see, that's how low the car would be. So you can see the ride height. Now, what I did was I took all my tension off of my front suspension. So when I put the battery in, the car would squat. All right, it would have some squat to it, but it raises up the rear as well. So we're gonna try it out, see what happens. I gotta get a new body. I might test with that old one just to see if the car even gets down. So stay tuned for the testing video. My backup car will be the Bullet, but I'm trying to have this as my go-to car. So we'll see. But all the damage was repaired. I broke my front mount like I was saying, so I had to use some body poses in the front bumper. So we will see how that holds up. Hopefully, the first thing I want to do is when I test it, I want to make sure it goes straight, and then we'll do a hit with it and go from there. If it proceeds to keep going straight as I apply power, we'll keep chipping away at it. If I find something's off on the car, then I overlook something. I'll just switch to the Bullet and try to dial that in. Also, just wanted to show y'all this. So, I was having a problem with bump steer. I said it in the last video, and I had put a space in there. Also, if y'all remember, the wheels were straight, but this is how my servo was sitting. So me totally forgetting that there was a grooves in the chassis for me to move the servo over. So all I did was move the servo over, and now my horn, when my wheel is straight, my horn is straight, and so are my arms. So I was getting a little bit of bump steer on the way back, nothing crazy going when I was testing, so I'm hoping that this completely took that out. So hopefully this car is ready. I'm gonna get out one of these days before the weekend, make sure she's ready to go, make sure I don't gotta go through nothing. I probably want to go through the diff before anything, but that's just a run through of the car and the recap of the weekend. It was a tricky weekend being that it was so cold, so the battery warmer that I had, I should have just used it from the start, but it was a learned lesson. So I'm gonna move on to the Bullet, run through that real quick, and then we'll get out of here. All right, y'all. Blue body is the Bullet, just so y'all know. I know I be switching cars up so much, it probably is confusing. So just to reassure y'all that it's the Bullet. Remember, this is a 2-pole car, right? And as of right now, this is the fastest I have been on the tree is with a 2-pole, and in this car in general. But that tombstone was coming. That 191, man, I was right there. My next pass was supposed to be in the 1.8s, but things happen. But anyway, so this is the backup car, right? I remember I was testing it. It was getting down. I went a 194 with it, I believe. Now, what I would like to do or wish I could do is move this servo. That's the Tombstone chassis, the V2. The servo is up in the front, so I'll be able to place my battery way up. And that's my problem right now, is battery displacement. So I see all the other cars that have the servo up front, the batteries are up front as well. So that helps with weight transfer a lot. Now, this car has a lot of flex, but when I'm trying to get power down to the ground, you see that flex? When I'm trying to get power down to the ground, it bites too much and it just raises the front up. Now, if I had a battery, a bigger battery would help, but for what I have, it's just I need to find weight distribution in the car. I don't have no weight in the front. That would help as well. I normally run the GNSS up there, but I didn't that day. So if I had a bigger battery or could move the servo up, it would help. I'm trying not to run weight, but I'm going to end up having to push like an ounce up front, maybe 2, and then see how the launch works. Because that's what's happening. When I get stuck in the groove, the car gets stuck, and when it comes up, it hits the wheelie bar and rips off. Now, if I had the weight to hold the front down, the car would just yank, if that makes any sense. But she did good. We're going to get back out with it. Looking forward to testing and tuning. Supposed to have... I'm not going to be able to make it to CT, unfortunately, if I'm trying to go to Florida. So what I would do is I'll just, whoever's not going, we'll just have another pop-up race or a test day or whatever they want to do. If enough people show, I'm sure we'll have a race. So we'll see how it goes. So y'all stay tuned for that. And hopefully I can get that Tombstone dial in. If I could at least get it into the 1/8 consistently, I'll be very happy with that from where I'm at the end of the season. We don't got 100 and something plus temps on the ground. So if I'm able to get a 1/8 tune consistent, I could chip away at it. But we will see. We will see. And hopefully I can make it out to Okeechobee. I'm trying to get my cars back dialed in. That Tombstone was the main one, so I'm trying to make sure that's going. So y'all stay tuned, and I'll keep y'all updated. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.